I'm Jeff Spolstra with Summit Mortgage, and welcome to Mortgage Points. Going to talk this time about a question I get a lot, which is, why can't I afford a mortgage to buy a home? Now, there's bunches of reasons behind that, but let me just say that it basically boils down to a couple things. One is you just don't have the credit score to meet requirements for any useful loan product. Now, that has to be a really low score because we can go down to some pretty low credit score numbers and qualify for a mortgage. So it really has to be pretty low. And in my experience, this is a very, very small number of cases. I don't see this happening very often, but it does happen. The far greater issue has to do with DTI, debt to income ratio. Talked about this many times on many videos. DTI is typically the reason why a borrower or a buyer cannot afford to buy a home. Now, let's qualify this a little bit. When I say can't afford to buy a home, that typically means you can't qualify for enough of a mortgage to be able to purchase the home that you want to purchase. Now, it's kind of rare, again, in my experience, that somebody can't qualify for any kind of a loan amount. But that doesn't mean you can qualify for enough of a loan with the available assets that you have to be able to purchase a home in the area you're trying to buy in. Let's say you can qualify for a $300,000 purchase. Well, if all the homes in your area are selling for $500,000, you're not going to qualify, right? Doesn't mean that you couldn't qualify for a mortgage. You just can't qualify for enough of a mortgage in order to purchase the home that you want or the homes in the area that you want to live in. So let's just make that little disclaimer first. You can probably qualify for something. It just may not be enough. Now, why typically can't you qualify for enough of a mortgage? It usually comes down to two things: income and cash, right? You don't have enough qualifying income to support the monthly payment that you would need to purchase the home that you want to purchase. Now, remember from discussions past that there's a requirement here. 50% is the typical maximum debt to income ratio. What that means is there's a 2-to-1 ratio between how much money you're making and how much money can go out towards owning a home and paying all your other credit expenses, right? 2 for 1. So if you're looking at a $6,000 monthly payment for your home obligations, and you've got another $1,000 of other credit debt, car loans, student loans, credit card bills, blah, 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 you're looking at $7,000 a month. Well, an $8,000 a month income isn't going to qualify. 2-to-1. You're going to need to have a $14,000 qualifying income to cover that $7,000 worth of obligations. Okay, and if you don't, let's say you've got $11,000 or maybe $12,000 of income, well, that means we have to back down. We have to back down how much of a loan you can qualify for with that income, and that then again determines what price you're qualifying for. All right, so it's going to come down to income level and or how much cash you have, right? You still got to make a down payment. Maybe you can qualify for a good sizable loan, maybe say $600,000. But again, if the homes in your area are selling for $800,000 and you don't have $200,000 to put on top of that loan, you're not qualifying for that purchase. Okay. So do you have the assets? Do you have the cash to be able to do the down payment needed with your income to purchase the home that you want to purchase? It usually comes down to those two things, either both of them or just one of them. A lot of people have plenty of income. They just don't have any money available to put on top of their loan, or they've been saving up. They've been doing really good, but they just don't have the income to support the monthly payment that they could get for that amount, right? And remember, the cash has to cover down payment and closing costs, right? So It's not just a down payment amount. Your little pot of gold has to go a long way sometimes to make a purchase. So why can't you afford a home? Because probably your DTI is too low to qualify for the mortgage you need to buy the home you want to buy. Doesn't mean we can't look to how to fix that and make it better in the future, but that's usually the answer. It usually has to come down to income and your assets. If you got any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm Jeff Spolstra with Summit Mortgage, and this has been Mortgage Points.